So either in Michael Van Blyman's book, Supernatural Transportation, or in Praying Medic's book, Traveling in the Spirit Made Simple. How you like those titles? It's in one of those books where the author asked another guru, Christian, can I go with you? And so he says, yes, but you got to stay out of sight, because we're not wanting to bring new emphasis or influences into the setting. So he takes him with him, and he says, you have to stand around the corner, and you can observe while we do our things. You just can't interject into the scenery there. And I think about that several times.
He also swung backwards too.
Yes,
Walking backwards.
oh, that's another story. Maybe I'll tell that one too. Yeah, well, that's a great story. So he says you can't be seen because, first of all, the author didn't know all the protocols of the heavenly ways. And you see, that's what we're in the process of learning. So that when we find ourselves more and more consistently, more and more with more boundaries, more territory, I should say, with the boundaries pushed out, that we know the protocols of how to move, live and move and have our being in the heavenly places. And so, anyway, that's one story. John's reminded me of another one. You guys want to just hear some stories a little bit? And then I'll tell you one just happened 2 weeks ago. Okay, so a good friend of mine who's a pastor here in the town, in the city, in fact, he hosted us the first 2 years of our 3-day gathering, Drew Smith. And he said that he has a good friend from Africa. When this good friend was a young man, he went to seminary with another good friend. So they were peers. And they wrote a thesis or some kind of project. They had to write story about supernatural stuff. Well, this friend's friend said, well, when I was smaller, as a child, my father was an evangelist or a pastor in Africa, and lots of distant villages, and it might take 2 or 3 days to walk to a village. And so he was gone quite a bit of the time. Well, the young son asked his dad, Daddy, can I go with you sometime? And yeah, son, one of these days I'll let you know. Well, so a few days went by, and Dad says, okay, I got to go to this village, and as soon as I get back, then we'll go do something, okay? Well, just a couple of hours later, the daddy was back, and he says, okay, son, you ready to go? And his son's like, Dad, I know that village is several days away. You might know where we're going on this. And so the dad says, okay, now follow me. He says, I'll show you how this works. And they were in their home, in the hallway. The best I remember, they were in the hallway. He says, now, son, I want you to turn around backwards and just follow me. We're going to go through your bedroom door. I want your eyes closed. At the end of the hallway, you're going to back through the door, and you're going to close the door, and you're going to turn around. Now open your eyes. And they were in the village. Now, I don't think you have to go to your bedroom door. But what was the daddy doing? Creating faith, tracks,
Right.
moments, points of faith. Okay, so with my eyes closed, I wasn't distracted with physical realm reality, but I knew something was happening. Slam, there goes the door. Okay, something happened. Okay, so anyway, they did the same thing coming home. I don't know the details of that because I don't know where you get a bedroom door in the village. So I don't know about that part of the story. Oh, you didn't think about that, huh? All they needed was the wardrobe.
Yeah, the lampstand.
There you go. Wardrobe to get in. Was it the lampstand to get out?
No, you're right. The wardrobe. They went back to the wardrobe then, but it was new to lampstand.
Okay, good deal. Well, anyway, the young boy, then now he's up to seminary age, and he writes that whole story in his thesis or whatever that project was, and he gives it to the professor, and the professor sadly shut him down and says, I never want to hear about that story ever again. And so that boy told this friend, and he says, I've tried to get the story out of my friend since then, but that's sadly what wrong teaching can do, or what unbelieving can do. Can shut us down from the realities of the heavenlies. So that's an interesting story.